I had some great questions and comments on the two recent videos on making and using a rotary texturing tool that I want to share with you. Also, I want to share some additional footage that I had during those videos, but it just made those videos too long, but I think it's worth sharing with you. Also, I want to give this shout out to David Walcher, a longtime viewer and very experienced woodturner, who always provides very insightful comments that keep me on my toes, but also make me look at some things I need to consider. So I always appreciate that, David. Hi y'all, welcome to my shop. I'm Mike Peace, and I'm here to share with you tips, tricks, and techniques to help you become a better woodturner. I appreciate the nice comments from y'all who read my recent article in the February issue of American Woodturner on turning a chess set. Always a lot of fun. That article stimulated a local club to ask me to do a demonstration on turning chessmen. So as I was getting ready and I was looking at doing some carving on the Russian knights, you can see that in this picture here, I had an aha moment that the burrs that I was using in my Rotary Texturing Tool are actually high-speed steel carving burrs. It's kind of a head slap moment, and I thought, well, you know, I need to put those in my Dremel tool and use those for the carving. So I thought I would give you all a little quick show of that. Okay, back to some comments. Louis Powell made the suggestion that you can make your own sanding sealer. Not exactly, but what he's suggesting is you take your sanding sealer and probably cut it 50-50 with the appropriate solvent, whether it's shellac or lacquer thinner, depending on whether you're using Milans or lacquer. So it'll penetrate the wood better, and that's a great idea, and I appreciate that, Louis. One viewer commented that I keep making comments about show notes and affiliate links below the demonstration explanation, the description for the video. And he said, where do you find that? And he finally found it, but I thought, you know, there's a lot of folks that don't use YouTube as much, don't stay on a computer as long as I do. So I want to show a quick a quick video screen of how you navigate to that on your computer. So that'll be helpful for you to get there. That way you can easily get to handouts or affiliate links or to my Amazon shop.
These instructions are for a computer. You're going to go down and click on See More and come down into the show notes, and here you'll see the various links to either my Amazon store or possibly a specific affiliate link that takes you directly to a product. Here's the link when I click on my store, and I have a variety of products, but if you if you go through my store and onto Amazon, anything you buy within the next 24 hours I'll get a commission. Here's an example, and for every product I have listed I have a comment about why I recommend it. If you click on a specific affiliate link, it'll take you directly to the product, such as this Nick Cook parting tool, which I used in an earlier video. And if you go down even further, you'll see where you can click on my a link to my website, where I'll have links to previous articles I've written, information about turning lessons, demonstrations, project handouts. You'll just navigate to either the top or the bottom to drill down. So I hope this was helpful for you.
Two viewers, Mr. Rubin and DIY Dark Matter, both suggested using a flex shaft for a Dremel, whether it's a broken one or not, so it doesn't have any resistance, and that's a quick and easy way to make one of these rotary burr tools. Someone else asked, is it possible to just use the Dremel as it is, and no, it's not. I tried it, but you know, you get that motor resistance, it's not going to turn, so that doesn't work real well, and you can't turn it on because it'll go too fast. Just, you know, be a carving tool. Bernard Futter suggested that bearings are hard to find, and I guess he had a piece of nylon that he could drill the appropriate size, and I'm assuming he's using something like this, I don't know, HDMP, whatever this stuff's called, but I think this would probably work. It probably wouldn't work as long as a bearing or bronze bushing, but hey, if you had something like this on hand, give it a shot. I appreciate the nice comments from a number of y'all who commented on my article in the February issue of American Woodturner on my chest making article. It was a lot of fun writing it. It prompted one local club to ask me to do a demonstration on making chessmen, so I got real excited about that because that project was a lot of fun turning those chessmen. So as I'm preparing to carve the Russian style knights, you can see that in the picture here, I carved with an inexpensive set of carving knives, no fancy gouges or anything. And then it dawned on me that the Dremel carving burrs were actually sold for that purpose, carving. That was kind of an aha moment for me. Heck, I didn't even have a real Dremel. I've got a Black & Decker knockoff tool. Most of y'all, I suppose, that probably have a Dremel or a rotary knockoff tool like that have probably bought one of these kits with 50 million things in it, most of which I've never used, but it wasn't very expensive. But then when I got thinking about carving burrs, there were a number of small burrs in there. Show you these. These are the rotary burrs. I've got one in my rotary tool. But then I have a small cylinder burr, and I've got a point that I can get in tight spaces, and then I've got two different tiny little ball joints. So I thought these would be great for carving my Russian knight set again as I get to playing with this. I've got a long handle on here to make it easy to carve. Maybe switch burrs. Okay, I'm not much of a carver, but I thought you'd be interested in seeing the versatility of using those burrs for more than one thing. If you do have a Dremel and you start thinking about some aspect of your wood turning that needs carving, like feet on a bowl, which I haven't tried yet, but I'm motivated to give it a try now that I've got something to carve with. I didn't want to go out and buy an expensive Fordham or some of these other micro carvers or stuff while I'm playing around just yet. Viewer Valerie Henschel mentioned that she had found a nice piece of burl. She's going to make her handle for her rotary tool. I'm sure it's going to look beautiful, a lot prettier than my handles, I'm sure, Valerie. I enjoy meeting all my viewers, and Valerie's one I met out at Portland, and we did a swap for Woodturners of the World, and I got this nice little saucer from Valerie. Thank you. Several viewers asked me why I picked that Laguna 1216 over the other lathes, leaving me to wonder if they'd watched my earlier video on selecting a lathe. You know, lathes are personal things, and there's no right or wrong. And you know, when you do a view or you comment on buying something like that, somebody thinks you're telling them that their baby's ugly, possibly, and that's not really the case, because different features are going to attract different people. I like the Laguna, but you know, those other lathes that I mentioned, those four, I don't think you could go wrong with any of them. The Jet 1221, that Rikon, or that Delta. And let me briefly mention this particular method of chucking wood. I used a Beal tap and made these threaded glue blocks, and this works real well for little box and small projects like this, especially when it's uranium enriched wood, that is very expensive exotic wood. You don't want to pay for any waste on a tenon, so this gets to save every single little scrap of it when you glue it on. And if you just keep gluing on waste blocks, these, you know, one of these blocks, threaded glue blocks, will last forever. I got a video on this if you're interested. Click on the eye and it'll talk about using the Beal tap for threaded glue blocks. Alright, I'm going to veer off topic here for just a moment and just briefly mention sanding. What's obvious to me now was not obvious when I first started turning, and that's for small bowls you need a smaller 2-inch disc. For larger bowls, a 3-inch disc, and that's just too big to get in there. And one of the things that I found is for a lot of bowls, this inertial sander I find actually sometimes easier to maneuver when you don't really need a power sander. This is from Woodturners Wonders, and it's really handy. Let me show you. And it's articulating, so you can change it to go straight in or based on the size of the bowl. You just kind of hold it in place, and you can just bring it around and work it. Now right now I'm only going at 600. Anyhow, I thought some of y'all might be interested in that. Don't forget to check the information in the show notes, any Amazon affiliate links. Just a reminder, I do give lessons in my shop in Sewanee, Georgia. Y'all stay safe. Come on back here.